cafe smelled of warm croissants, roasted coffee, and something that reminded him of the past. Daniel Hayes, a billionaire CEO known for his quiet precision and intimidating calm, stood in line at the counter of a small local cafe he'd never visited before. His assistant had begged him to stop by for a short break after back-to-back meetings. He rarely said yes to breaks, but that morning something in his chest had felt unusually heavy, like a memory waiting to be unlocked. The sunlight filtered through the large glass windows, spilling over wooden tables where strangers laughed over breakfast. Daniel took his coffee and turned to leave, but just as he did, a tiny voice called from behind. "No, you, sir," said the little girl, her voice soft yet certain. He froze. Something about those three words cut straight through the noise of the cafe, through his calm exterior, through the steel layers he'd built over years of solitude. Slowly he turned. The cup trembled in his hand, and then it slipped. Coffee spilled across the floor, a dark pool spreading like the past he had tried so hard to forget. The woman standing beside the child turned in surprise, and the world stopped for Daniel Hayes. It was her. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and love that life brings back when least expected, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more real and heart-touching stories like this one. She was older now, but still breathtaking. Emma Collins. Her brown hair, once always tied in a loose ponytail, now fell in soft waves around her shoulders. Her eyes, a warm shade of hazel, still carried that quiet strength he used to adore. And beside her stood a little girl, perhaps 6 years old, clutching a small stuffed bunny and looking up at him with wide, innocent eyes that mirrored Emma's. For a moment, Daniel couldn't move. He simply stood there, trying to breathe through the storm of emotions rushing inside him. Memories flickered. A young couple sitting on the steps of a campus library, laughing. A small apartment filled with dreams. A promise to never let go. Then came the one night that broke it all. A misunderstanding, a cruel twist of fate, and the silence that followed. Emma blinked, clearly shocked, and whispered his name under her breath. "Daniel?" She hadn't seen him in 7 years, and yet here he was, the man who'd once sworn to marry her, standing in a small-town cafe like a ghost from another life. The child tugged on Emma's sleeve. "Mommy, you said he helped people." "He looks like that kind of person." Daniel swallowed hard. He wanted to speak, but words wouldn't come. Instead, he gave a faint smile, one that trembled at the edges. Emma composed herself, quickly wiping her hands on a napkin. "It's been a long time," he nodded slowly. "It has." But beneath those simple words, 1,000 unspoken emotions pulsed. Regret, longing, confusion, and something softer. Hope. They sat at a corner table, unsure how to begin. Emma's daughter, Lily, was coloring on a napkin, humming softly. Daniel watched her, noticing the way her curls bounced when she tilted her head, the way her small fingers gripped the crayon tightly. She had Emma's eyes, her smile, even her way of scrunching her nose while concentrating. "Is she?" Daniel's voice broke before he could finish. Emma hesitated. "Her name's Lily. She's 6. He did the math in his head. 6 years. Just after everything ended." His chest tightened. "Emma," he whispered, his voice barely steady. "Why didn't you tell me?" Her eyes filled with something between pain and disbelief. "Tell you," she said softly. "After the night you walked away? After you accused me of things I didn't do and disappeared? Daniel, you changed your number. You moved to another city. I tried to reach you, but I was pregnant, scared, and alone. I had no one." The words pierced through him like glass. He remembered that night vividly, how his business partner had told him Emma had betrayed him, how a lie became truth in his anger, and how pride had won over love. He left without giving her a chance to explain. Daniel leaned forward, voice trembling. "Emma, I was wrong." She looked away, blinking hard. "That's a little late now, don't you think?" Silence settled between them again. Outside, the morning light danced on passing cars. Inside, the sound of Lily humming filled the heavy air, Then Lily looked up, smiling brightly. "You look like my dream, sir," she said with innocent sincerity. "Last night I dreamed about an angel who gave Mommy a big house and made her smile again." "You kind of look like him." Daniel's throat tightened. He had built empires, won awards, earned billions, but no achievement had ever pierced him like that child's words. He forced a smile. "That's a lovely dream." Later that day, Emma gathered their things to leave. Daniel offered to help, but she declined politely. Still, something about his expression made her pause. That same quiet, remorseful gaze that once melted her anger. "Emma," he said gently, "please let me make things right. At least let me see her again." She sighed deeply. "Daniel, she doesn't know you. She doesn't even know the story. I can't confuse her life now." But fate, as it often does, had its own plans. That night, a heavy storm swept across the city. The power went out in half the neighborhood. Daniel, from his penthouse suite, watched the rain lash against the windows, unable to shake the image of Emma and Lily from his mind. Something in his heart told him they weren't safe. It was irrational, but he couldn't ignore it. He drove through the downpour, tires splashing through flooded streets until he reached the small apartment Emma had mentioned. The lights were out. A faint glow came from a candle near the window. Without thinking, he rushed upstairs. When Emma opened the door, shock washed over her face. "Daniel, what are you doing here?" "I had to make sure you were okay," he said, water dripping from his coat. Then he noticed Lily, wrapped in a blanket, coughing softly. "She's sick," Emma nodded. "She caught a cold this morning." The storm made it worse. The power's out and the pharmacy's closed. Daniel didn't hesitate. "Get her ready." "I'll take you both to the hospital," Emma wanted to refuse. But the urgency in his eyes made her trust him, just this once. Within minutes, they were in his car, headlights cutting through sheets of rain. At the hospital, Daniel stayed by Lily's side, helping the nurse, holding Emma's hand as she worriedly paced. Hours later, when the fever finally broke, Emma looked at him, really looked at him, and saw not the arrogant CEO she'd once lost, but the man who'd stayed up all night for a child he'd only just met. Something in her heart softened. Over the next few weeks, Daniel found reasons, or maybe excuses, to see them again. He took Lily to the park, helped Emma fix things around her apartment, and even brought home-cooked meals, a first for him, which made Lily giggle endlessly. Emma tried to keep her distance, but Daniel's consistency, his quiet care, and his open remorse started to melt the walls she'd built. One afternoon, Lily ran up to Daniel at the park, clutching a drawing she'd made. It showed 3 stick figures holding hands, a man, a woman, and a little girl. Over it, she'd written, "My family." Emma's eyes filled instantly. "Lily," she whispered, "that's beautiful." Lily grinned. "That's you, Mommy. And that's me. And that's him," she said, pointing at Daniel. "You both look happy." Daniel knelt, voice trembling. "It's perfect, sweetheart." He looked up at Emma, his heart heavy with both love and guilt. "I don't deserve this," he said softly. Emma's voice cracked. "Maybe you do. Maybe we both do. A second chance. A little peace." And that was when he finally told her everything. The lies, the betrayal by his ex-business partner, who'd fabricated evidence. The regret that had haunted him ever since. Emma listened quietly, tears rolling down her cheeks. When he finished, she took a deep breath and whispered, "Then maybe it's time we both stop running from the past." Months passed, and what started as cautious forgiveness slowly became something deeper. Daniel sold one of his companies and moved to a quieter suburb, near Emma and Lily's home. He spent weekends with them, learning to cook pancakes, helping Lily with her drawings, and rediscovering what happiness felt like. Not in boardrooms, but in laughter and simple breakfasts. One Sunday morning, at that same cafe where they had first met again, Lily climbed into Daniel's lap. "Mommy says good people come back when you pray for them. I prayed for you." "You know," Daniel's eyes softened. "You did?" Lily nodded eagerly. "I asked God to send someone who'd make Mommy smile again." "And he sent you?" Emma looked away, tears glistening in her eyes. Daniel reached across the table and took her hand. "You both saved me, Emma." I thought I had everything, but I didn't have this. A reason to live beyond numbers and success. You gave me that. The cafe was warm and full of quiet joy. The same place where coffee once spilled and hearts once broke now felt like the start of something whole. And as they walked out together into the morning light, Emma holding Daniel's hand, Lily skipping between them, the world felt different. Not perfect, not without scars, but real and alive and full of forgiveness. Because sometimes life brings back the people we thought were gone forever. Not to repeat the past, but to rewrite it. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Special request, tell us in the comments, do you believe some people are meant to find their way back to each other, no matter how much time has passed?